Y'all know what it is. It is the morning after. We slept on it. Went back and watched a few key plays to jog the memory. And we're back, baby. Oklahoma destroys, dominates, gives a noogie to the Temple Owls in their victory 42-3. Let's dive into it. You know the format for the uninitiated. We're going to give you some good. We're going to give you some bad. We're going to give you some ugly. Then we're going to give you the excellent to wrap it all up here on the day. So let's jump right into that. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports, a Hog Media production. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners over at Sleeper. If you're not using it for daily fantasy football, you are missing out. They're going to give you a 100% match on your deposit up to $100. Just use our promo code UNFAIR. So, Oklahoma went on the road for a weird 2-1 deal that most people don't understand how this came about. But we traveled to Philadelphia and played against Temple up there at Lincoln Financial Field where the Eagles play. Shout out to Jalen Hurts and Lane Johnson. But the reason that happened, just for those that are uninitiated, Oklahoma made this deal back in 2016 when Temple had Matt Rule and they were humming. So their goal was to add as many big time P4 games as possible so that, they could try to, boost themselves up. And this one just came, 9 years down the line, and Matt Rule's had 3 jobs since. So it just kind of, did not work out in their favor long term. But hey, this Temple team is not awful. I just want y'all to know that part. And I'll explain probably more in the excellent side of things as to why this Temple team isn't as bad as y'all think. Because I understand what y'all are saying now. Jay, it's Temple. Why are we even going through? You'll understand once I get to it. So let's start off with the best thing. Good. All right, let me pull up my notes here. The good thing here that we saw out of this Oklahoma team, John Mateer's putting together his Heisman campaign, and we've got an RB1. First off, John Mateer, 20 for 34, 282, a touchdown, threw a pick. We'll explain that in a bit. Torrey Blaylock, 14 carries for 100 yards. This team started the game out. For real, started the game out with a massive lead. The team stats here is probably a better indication of here. We're really good on third down efficiency right now. 6 for 13. You know how good it feels to have a offense to where you're not concerned about if it's third down and something, and you don't think that you're going to immediately punt it. Yeah, it's like third and longs don't really hurt our feelings like they have before in years past, right? That's the one thing we've all noticed. Third and longs have not made us have anxiety since the Michigan game. First game, we were like, okay, they're getting through it. They're making them. Second game, we were like, all right, Michigan, we get third and long. It's going to be, we converted. Huh, that's interesting. This one, it was like third and 16, 19 when you had Jaron Kanek make that catch and run it. You go with John Mateer, moving around in the pocket. And it's funny to me because we were stressed about the third downs last year. I was stressed about them. I pointed that out in the first game. You're like 1 for 13. I'm like, hey, man, this is something to be cautionary. We need to see some improvement. But overall, just this team dynamic, the team's focus, the team's ability to lock up that big W that we had against Michigan, focus their mind on the road and pull out this W against Temple like this. Hey, Kirk Herbstreit was saying on game day that this was a trap game, right? And I tried to tell a few people a few times, nah, dog, this is not a trap game like y'all think it is. It's not a trap game. I didn't see it as a trap game. Now, granted, there is an opportunity for it to be a trap if you really look at it that way, because you've got Auburn coming up this week. You could easily overlook a team like Temple who, granted, statistically, I'm explaining the excellent because it deserves to be an excellent side. It's not as bad as y'all think they are. Oklahoma did what they needed to do to handle business. So, look, we went in there. We won the game. We took care of business the way we're supposed to. Let's look at the bad. Before we do that, though, have you checked out the Sleeper app for daily fantasy football? If not, you are definitely missing out. Like today, I'm looking at this Josh Allen promo that they have on here, and they do this quite often at Sleeper. They'll give you promo options like a Josh Allen for 0.5 yards in the game. Of course he's going to throw for more than that. So that's a freebie. You take that. The way it works is you pick 2 or more players and you pick more or less on their stats. We're going to come in here and we're going to look at some of the top picks for NFL. Ooh, CeeDee Lamb, Boomer Sooner, 80. Let's go ahead and go more on the 80. I think he's going to get some yards in this game. Finally, we're going to take Trevor Etienne going less on the rushing yards because it's Jacksonville. But you pick that more or less, and then if these win, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. So you can turn that football knowledge into dollar signs and paydays, baby. So check them out. Use our promo code UNFAIR, and you'll get a 100% match up to $100 on your first deposit at Sleeper. So download the app, use our promo code, and go win yourself some money. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Some of the bad here now. 2 opportunities for targeting calls. Now, I know what a lot of you are going to say. How is Oklahoma hitting this on the targeting side? Like, why is it that you had 2 plays that we were looked at for targeting, but you didn't have that one play that they should have on the Keontez Lewis hit? They should have probably been looked for targeting. I know. I'm in the same boat as you all in the mindset. I was a little disturbed by these. I think these were Big 12 refs. Stinky. Very stinky in that, but it's okay. It's okay. Appears Keontez was walking off. He walked off the field. They actually made him walk around, which was even more dumb. It's like, what are we doing here, guys? He's a football player. He just got through hitting a head injury. Why are y'all making him walk all the way around to go do? Anyway, it was bad. That hit was bad. John Mateer and these interceptions in our own territory, bad. I mean, the only reason why Temple has 3 points, the only reason why Illinois State has 3 points, John Mateer's tosses in the middle of the field that are a little bit questionable. I'm not saying they're bad. Like, I talked about this before. A lot of John Mateer's throws in those capacities are thrown to a spot where the receiver should be. He also has a tendency of leading his receivers in a spot that they shouldn't be led into that leads to a hit. I'm just being honest with you. I told you I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Y'all know I try to keep it a buck here. That was one of those plays where I was like, ooh, John, you can't lead your boy like that. You got to see that defender there and not throw it to that receiver, right? Throw it away. But that hit, I don't think that was a malicious hit on their part, because when I rewatched it, it looked like they were trying to catch the ball too. And that's exactly what happened. You get an interception and you give up 3 points. To me, that's considered bad. I consider that bad because of the way you dominated Temple. You should not have given up that point, period. Point blank. That should not have happened. But you did get some good stuff, overall. But that was probably the bad thing. Now, we're going to get into worse, and then we're going to jump into excellent, because I think excellent deserves a massive amount of my time. Run blocking, man. We finished the game 228 yards on the ground, but we should have got a lot more. We got to get better on the run block. And I think we are. We've improved, to put it that way. And we have improved because, again, I don't think Temple was a terrible team. I don't think they're a great team. I think they're an okay team. I don't think they're a good team. I think they're okay. But we got to be better when we're playing against a team like them, like that. We should have more rushing yards in this game than that. Like, when I'm looking at this, we played, like I said, solid ball. We ran for 228 yards. Torrey Blaylock did get 100 yards in this game. He's your RB1, period, point blank. There's nothing else to even say about it. And he got his 2 tutties. He looked good. We got to be better on the block, though. Like, we should be able to really go better than that. And Jaden Ott, I don't know what's going on with him. Like, I think he's still breaking off rust. BV said that he wishes he was a lot further along, so that tells me something in between here. It's a mindset thing. I think Ott will figure it out in time. I'm not that concerned because we have an RB1 now in Torrey Blaylock. So there's no reason for me to be like, oh my God. Yeah, it happens. You're going to pay a dude a lot of money, and sometimes it's not going to work out. NFL does it all the time. It's life. 'Tis his life. When he gets able to get past whatever's holding him back, and he goes out and dominates, then y'all going to be all excited and happy. That end around, end around to Deion Burks, negative. That was awful. That was just bad. That was bad blocking. That was bad everything. Everything was bad in that game on that part. That was just ugly. That was an ugly play, -9 yards. But I'm not mad at Deion Ford. I'm just telling y'all what the ugly is. That was ugly. It really was. But now we've got to talk the excellent. Not only, we're not even going to start here, though. We're not going to start John Mateer's numbers and how that Heisman campaign is looking good. I want y'all to look at this defense. So let me explain to y'all why I say that. First and foremost, we are zeroing in closer and closer to the Brent Venables type of defense that I told y'all we would have by hiring him in this job. They put a graphic up on the screen during the game. First off, I hate the two pictures they used to BV. Actually, the broadcast was just cheeks. I'm sorry. The broadcast was, that's part of the ugly segment. The broadcast just did not look good. It looked really bad. But I digress. They put this graphic up during the game. Defense improvements year by year under Brent Venables. And I was talking about this to you all and how this is what Brent Venables' goal was. This is what he was building. And a lot of y'all, scuffed at me. You laughed. It's cool. It's okay. You noticed that? Look at that. So when BV got to Clemson, they had a little bit of remnants of a defense. They just need to be better. And they show increase better. For Oklahoma, the difference was we didn't have really one. We had some pieces, but we didn't really have the players and the horses ready to really show that massive jump. That's why you start the career off so low. BV could have fixed that quickly by importing players, but he didn't. He gave them all a chance. Didn't work out. 30 points per game. But then you start to see that decrease to 23. Then the next year, 21 last season, 21.5, which is a drop. Not as fast as Clemson, but it dropped. That's because you didn't have an offense. So that would have been lower. Right now, fourth, 8 points per game allowed. That's playing against a Michigan team who just dropped 60-something points on Central Michigan. Just don't get it twisted. They just dropped numbers on teams that they are supposed to drop numbers on. Temple does the same. Temple had 97 points going into this game in their first two games combined. They were cooking teams. That's how they started. After that, yeah, this game was literally where the excellence come in. 8. So now we're at 6.3 because we only gave up 3 points in this game. And I explained that specifically because, dog, we only gave up. Look at his defense. 47 tackles. A lot of players played in this game. And this is why this is so excellent, y'all. I want y'all to hear your boys say this. This is why it's so excellent. In this game, we gave up 105 yards of offense. Ladies and gentlemen, we gave up 105 yards of offense to Temple. Again, you're going to say, Jay, it's Temple. Why are you gassing this up? Temple was averaging 500 yards plus per game. They had over 1,000 yards coming in. It's like almost 1,100 yards going into this game. Their offense was potent. They had figured it out. KC Keeler is a really solid coach. He did fantastic stuff at Sam Houston. He was figuring things out quickly here. He kept some of the players here. Evan Simon's the quarterback. He kept them. Dog, we gave up only 105 yards total offense. And in this game, instead of us giving up rushing yards and no passing, we gave up more passing and no rushing. Remember when y'all was stressed about that? Ducker, their starting running back, was having a season to start. He was not bad. He was starting off the year in a good way. I think coming into this game, let me see, he added 24 yards in this game. He had 239 yards rushing this season. So that's basically 100 yards per game before they faced us. That is excellent. That is everything that we have dreamed of, that this team is to go against teams that are supposed to and beat the snot out of them. And we did it. Boom. Goes the dynamite. It's right there, guys. You're getting the defense that you asked for. And then the offense gave you 515 yards. So basically, we did what they normally would do, and then we held them to nothing. The only reason why they got 3 points was the turnover. Jaron Kanik is also part of the excellent. He deserves all of his flowers right now because Jaron Kanik gave you all 4 catches for 86 yards. He has now over 240-something yards. I posted a post about that in the socials, and I asked y'all. He has 14 catches for 245 yards in 3 games. Bauer Sharp last season, who led our team in receiving, 42 catches for 324 yards in 12 games. Do we see Kanik passing these numbers? Absolutely. He's going to pass them, knock on wood. He say healthy. He's on pace right now Ladies and gentlemen, Jaren Kanak is on pace right now to get over 900 yards if he stays consistent to where he's at with his averages. If he just follows the average he has for the first 3 games, he's going to hit 900 yards this season. Biggest season since Mark Andrews did. Yeah. I'm not sure if y'all recognize that, but I am hardcore excited about what Jaren Kanak has become. Just about all of us was wrong. Like, most people were saying, I don't know about Kanak there. Like, I mean, I was kind of like, he's an athlete. I've seen him do things at Kansas. He ran a 10-3 in high school, but he's also added like almost 30 pounds. And, you know, what can he do? Dude finds space and gets open. Also, our defensive line is nasty. We had 3 massive hits in this game. You had the Boganowski smack. You had Taylor Wan getting all kinds of pressures. Let me add to this excellent-ness of this game. Defensive side of the ball, PFF calculated us having 27 pressures in this game. 27 pressures. Their quarterback threw the ball. They threw 27 passes in the game. So literally every time they dropped back, we had pressure in their face. Again, ladies and gems. Clemson, again, Temple was averaging over 500 yards per game. 27 pressures, 3 sacks in the game. Shout out to Wyatt Gilmore. That was a nasty one. And he forced a fumble. Reggie Powers did the RP3s out there giving you the business. Michael Boganowski. So those safety blitzes are so much fun that PV does. 3 hits on the quarterback. 21 hurries. We made that dude get rid of the ball. We had 2 batted balls, both by Samuel Masigo, who got his hands up and knocked that stuff down. We had a game, ladies and gentlemen, that we can be proud of. We have a team we can be proud of, and I know y'all are excited just like me. Let me know what you think, Hop, in the comments. I want to hear y'all's thoughts. How you feeling about it? How you feeling about the Sooners? How you feeling about this team? Let me know your thoughts. Me and Coop will go live like we always do, 6 p.m. tonight. Make sure y'all check that out. Me and Coop did an instant reaction over on Locked On Sooners, so feel free to check that video out. That was a fun one. We went live. We were excited. Right there post-game. Now we have the opportunity to look through the numbers. We can talk a little bit more intelligently about it, but sometimes you just want to just pop off. We did for like 40-something minutes. So go enjoy that. You can hear initial thoughts, and we'll come in with more nuanced conversation here at 6 p.m. So we appreciate the love and support. Hit the like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you do not miss that video when it drops. Shout out to our partners over there at Sleeper. If you're not using them for daily fantasy sports, you're missing out. They will match your deposit up to $100 at 100%. Use our promo code UNFAIR, and I will talk to you all in like, I don't know, a few hours. Y'all be good. Peace.